Hi, it's Michelle. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Michelle. I make videos about books. Please hit the subscribe button. It really helps my channel grow. A couple of things. If you can hear crashing above me, it's my children. They're completely fine. The playroom is just right above me. My husband is there. I'm sure everything is fine. Second, this is going to be books that I DNF'd in 2022, and I started DNFing differently in the middle of the year. So I want to explain. I never rate DNFs, and marking them down as read on Goodreads no matter what for the first half of the year, that's how I'd always done it, that's how I was always doing it, but during the middle of the year I was only marking them down as read if I had made it over 50%, like 50% or over into the book. So my DNFing has changed, so some of these I did not get 50%, but they showed up on my Goodreads. So I just want to let you know that going forward, if I did not make it 50% or more into a book, it will not show up on Goodreads, but they're already on my Goodreads, so we're going to talk about them. I DNF these books. That doesn't mean that they are necessarily bad books. That just means that these books did not work for me. So if your favorite book is on this list, I'm not coming for you. I just did not like it. So I'll probably go through these real fast because I just said these just didn't work for me, and that's just how it goes. I will tell you I have 17 books that I DNF'd this year, which I read 288 or 89 books this year, so that is a very small percentage of books that I DNF'd. I used to DNF a lot and often, and it was truly a lot, but last year and this year I only really picked up books that I think I would like, and it has definitely helped in my reading. So let's just do this really fast. The first book that I DNF'd was The Extraordinaries by TJ Klune. This is a young adult superhero. I don't know, is it fantasy? I have no idea. I did this for the Alphabet Project E. It just did not work for me. The next one was Evie Drake Starts Over. I DNF'd this also for the Alphabet Project. I thought that this was going to be something different than what it was, and I just found myself really bored reading this. I do think that I like literary fiction, but it has to be a certain type, and this wasn't it. The next book that I DNF'd was Dear Emmy Blue. This was just another one that it was really hyped, and this was recommended to me by someone that I follow on Instagram, and I just found myself listening, like I was listening to the audiobook and I was completely zoning out. So it just didn't work for me. The next one is The Wall of Winnipeg and Me. I will say I do not like this book a lot. There is one thing that happens in this book that I feel like is never discussed, but the main character is a guy and he is sexually assaulted. Like, someone grabs his butt and the other main character just laughs at him, but he's sexually assaulted. And I feel like the people that I know who have read this and like this don't see this as sexual assault. So I don't know, I did not like this book. Also, it's a big slow burn, but I wish we could go back and reread that part where he is sexually assaulted and be like, that is not okay. That's it. The next one is Neon Gods by Katie Robert. I'm not into mythology at not one bit, not one single bit. So it took forever for me to get to the like smutty part, which is all that I cared about. And then when we got there, I didn't care. So yeah. The next two were for the Alphabet Project G, and that is The Girl with the Red Balloon and then Girl Out of Water. Girls did not work for me this time. I did not get far into The Girl with the Red Balloon. It was like historical fiction and also a weird romance that I did not like. The next one was Girl Out of Water, right? So this was like the beginning of the end for YA contemporary for me, because all I could feel while listening to this audiobook was that this 17-year-old was so whiny, which is fine, but like I could no longer relate to that, and this was really the beginning of the end for YA for me. The next one was The Raging Quiet, which was something for my in-person book club. This was historical fiction. I got maybe 32 pages in it. Yeah. The next one is Lucky Leap Day. Buddy read this with Rye from Rye's Reading Corner, and we both DNF'd this pretty early in. It was just not good. The next two are for the Alphabet Project H, and the first one is Honey Girl. This was the second time I had tried Honey Girl because so many people loved this one. It was just something that didn't work for me twice. So yeah. The next one was Heartbeats of Wing Jones. Once again, this is the beginning of the end of YA contemporary for me. I just could not do it, y'all. The next one hurts, and this is Lessons in Chemistry. I thought I was going to love this book so much. I think I pre-ordered it from my local bookstore, and I absolutely could not get into this one. It was supposed to be feminist, like historical fiction, and it did not translate to that for me personally. Don't come at me, but for me personally, this just did not work. The next one is The Darkness Outside Us. I buddy read this with my friend Julie, and she finished it and I didn't, but I looked up spoilers for this one. Just ridiculous. It has such high ratings. Once again, just nothing worked for me here. The next one is The Lesson in Thorns. This one I DNF'd simply because I was confused as fuck. That's it. I had no idea what the plot was doing. I had no idea who the characters were. I had no idea what was happening, so I had to DNF that one. The next one is Hyde. I was once again buddy reading this with Rye. She finished it and gave it 1 star. I DNF'd it 50% in, and I DNF'd it because it was one of those ones where I just did not want to pick it up anymore. And I know this one is it's either, I don't think anyone loved it. I don't know. I could be wrong, but this one is like, it's going to be on a lot of lists for a lot of people, so yeah. The next one was one that I did for the Alphabet Project, and that is Killer Women. I DNF'd this one because the author misgendered, and I could not handle it. So, it was a bad book. And then the last one that I DNF'd was The Good Luck Charm, and I DNF'd this one 50% in. This was one of the ones I was 50% in, one of my last ones of the year, and this is for a video that will be coming out in 2023. So yeah, really fast, just some books that didn't work for me, just some books I don't think I'll ever try again. The ones, like the big ones, were for the Alphabet Project, and as you can see, a lot of them were YA contemporary, which is something that I have recently unhauled, and I will put that video up above. But yeah, I feel like this year is one of the years I just didn't really DNF because I only picked up books that I liked, and I will be continuing to do that for the Alphabet Project. I have tons and tons of piles of books set aside, and I will be going through them again and unhauling books that I just don't think I'm going to read, because what is the point of doing the Alphabet Project if I'm not enjoying the books that I'm reading? So that is it. Let me know what books you have DNF'd this year, if any of them really surprise you. Do you even DNF? Do you mark them as read? I love what people do differently, and I don't think there's any right or wrong answer with how you DNF. So let me know your plans for DNFing. But thanks for watching my video. See you in my next one. Bye!
Losing time, I'm fading fast.